Hey everyone, welcome to another journey through South Africa's industrial heartland. Today, we are traveling from Delmas to Duvha Power Station, a route that tells the story of how Mpumalanga powers the nation. From fertile farmlands to massive coal-fired turbines that light up millions of homes. We will talk about the province, the district, local municipalities, and areas we drive through in Emalahleni municipality. Let's get into the video. For this week's good news stories, the South African inflation rate is expected to moderate thanks to lower global food prices and a stronger rand. According to recent data, South Africa's inflation rose slightly to 3.4% in September 2025 from 3.3% in August, but remains below many forecasts, suggesting the South African Reserve Bank may have room for further interest rate cuts. The government announced a massive 2.2 trillion electricity or investment plan as a part of an infrastructure and energy expansion strategy that could anchor economic growth and job creation. South Africa achieved a back-to-back primary budget surplus, in other words, revenue exceeding non-interest expenditure, for the first time in 16 years, which strengthens macroeconomic resilience. South Africa is set to revive its small modular reactor or pebble bed modular reactor program, aiming to restart it in early 2026. This places the country back on the map for advanced nuclear technology. The domestic tourism industry is showing signs of resurgence, as by July 2025, about 3.1 million travelers, foreign and domestic, passed through, reflecting recovery in a key economic sector. The Portfolio Committee on Tourism has called for stronger coordination to upgrade heritage sites and tourism infrastructure, especially in towns and rural areas, pointing to future growth and community benefits. Mpumalanga means the place where the sun rises in the Nguni languages. This province borders Mozambique, Eswatini, and Zimbabwe. It's one of South Africa's most naturally beautiful and economically important regions. Here, the land rolls between green hills, deep valleys, and farmlands, but beneath it lies another treasure: coal, the black gold that builds South Africa's industrial might. Rain, go away. Mpumalanga is full of wonders, both geological and cultural. The Blyde River Canyon, the third largest canyon in the world, cuts through lush subtropical forests, earning the title of the planet's largest green canyon. Nearby is the mysterious Kadishi Tufa waterfall, also called the weeping face of nature, a massive cliff that looks like a human face, carved over millions of years by mineral-rich waters. In the south lies the Barberton Makhonjwa mountains, home to rocks over 3.5 billion years old, some of the oldest on Earth. It's so ancient, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site. And then there's the people: the Ndebele, Swati, Tsonga, Zulu, Pedi, and Mapulana, each contributing to Mpumalanga's colorful tapestry of languages, beadwork, art, and traditions. To the right, you'll see the Red Star Raceway, one of South Africa's premier racing destinations. Since its inception in 2009, the Red Star Raceway has grown from strength to strength, continuously expanding its facilities and membership base. From the start, the vision was clear: to create a family-friendly environment where riders, their families, and motorsports enthusiasts could spend the entire day enjoying the thrill of racing in a safe and welcoming atmosphere. Over the years, the raceway has evolved into more than just a track. It's a resort-like experience, complete with amenities like a swimming pool and relaxation areas. The focus has always been on safety, comfort, and community. The circuit itself is a masterpiece of design, a sequence of challenging corners that flow effortlessly from one to the next, creating an exciting test for riders of all levels. Spectators enjoy some of the best views in the country, especially from the main stand, which overlooks the start-finish straight and the iconic hairpin bend. Every detail here is intentional, from the maintained surface designed to minimize tire wear to the cleanup after every race that ensures top-class experience for both riders and fans. Red Star Raceway is also home to a track school and hosts of regular track days, many of which are covered by major insurance brokers, a testament to the venue's high safety standards. With exciting plans for future growth, the possibilities at Red Star Raceway are endless. To see more, check out my Instagram page for photos of this incredible track. We are currently driving through the Nkangala District. Here, farmlands give way to mines, chimneys, and power lines stretching across the horizon. Nkangala is one of 3 major districts in Mpumalanga, and it is South Africa's energy and industrial powerhouse. It's where 7 of Eskom's 13 coal power stations are found: Kendal, Duvha, Matla, Arnott, Kusile, Henrina, and Komati, generating most of the electricity that keeps the country running. The district economy is driven by mining and power generation, contributing over 70% of Mpumalanga's mining GDP. But while coal dominates, it employs only 5% of the workforce, a reminder of how capital-intensive the industry is. Nkangala is also at the center of South Africa's just energy transition, the national plan to shift from coal to cleaner energy while protecting jobs. Eskom has started transforming old power stations like Komati, transforming them into renewable energy training centers, solar farms, and battery storage sites. International delegations from Germany, Poland, and beyond have even come here to study how South Africa is managing its own transition. Looking ahead, Nkangala aims to produce up to 65 gigawatts of solar and wind power, with plans to explore green hydrogen, turning this coal region into a future energy innovation zone. Our journey began in Delmas, part of the Victor Khanye local municipality, named after a local anti-apartheid hero who fought for equality and justice. Delmas sits at the heart of Mpumalanga's Highveld agricultural belt, producing maize, soybean, sunflowers, and vegetables that feed the nation. Large farms around Delmas, Sundra, and Elof have modern irrigation systems and agro-processing plants, linking traditional farming with industrial growth. Up ahead on the left is the off-ramp to Kadishi Power Station, a place that holds a special meaning for me. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I used to live in Boksburg, Gauteng, and I would make this drive every single day to Kadishi. It was an incredible journey, not just the commute, but the experience of being part of something far bigger than myself. Working at Kadishi Power Station was truly an honor. This isn't just any project, it's one of South Africa's most important energy developments, helping power homes and industries across the country. Beyond our borders, Eskom network extends into several neighboring countries, meaning the work done here supports communities across the SADC region. Looking back, those years at Kusile were more than just a job. They were part of a mission to help keep the lights on for millions. On the right, you'll notice a long berm, that raised earth wall running alongside the road. It's part of the coal mining operation in the area. From this point onward, you'll start seeing more signs of mining activity, a reminder that we are driving through the heart of South Africa's coal country. These mines are part of the network that fuels the nation's energy supply, the source of what many call South Africa's black gold. For decades, this region has been central to powering industries, cities, and homes across the country. Though it's not visible from this angle, just beyond the right side of where we are driving lies the Nkangala Power Station, one of Eskom's major coal-fired power stations. It plays a vital role in converting this coal into electricity that keeps the nation running. So as we pass through, this landscape tells a story, one of energy, industry, and the people whose daily work helps keep the light on across South Africa and beyond. We have now entered Emalahleni municipality, meaning the place of coal, once known as Witbank. This city sits at the heart of South Africa's coal belt and fuels much of the country's electricity supply. Major companies like Exxaro, Seriti Resources, Glencore, and Anglo-American operate vast open-pit mines here. Coal trucks and conveyors dominate the landscape, feeding massive power stations like Nkangala, Duvha, Kriel, and Matla. Yet Emalahleni isn't only about industry. It is also home to Witbank Dam, one of Mpumalanga's biggest recreational lakes, where locals fish, boat, and relax, a peaceful counterpoint to the region's industrial roar. The off-ramp on the left takes you to three small but historically significant towns, Velge, Pola, and Ogies. Each of these places tells part of the story of Mpumalanga's energy heartland. Let's start with Ogies. It's one of the oldest coal mining towns in the region, founded in the early 1900s when coal was discovered nearby. Today, it sits at the center of South Africa's coal belt, supplying some of Eskom's major power stations, including Nkangala and Duvha, with the fuel that powers the nation. Just a short drive from Ogies is Pola, a growing township that's home to many people who work in the surrounding mines and power stations. It has developed rapidly over the years, with schools, local shops, and community projects that reflect the resilience and vibrancy of people who live here. In fact, if you have been following my channel, I took you through Pola in video number 28, so be sure to check that out if you would like a closer look at life in this part of the province. Then there's Velge, a small settlement surrounded by farmlands and mining operations. It may look quiet, but it has an important place in South Africa's industrial landscape. The Velge River, after which the town is named, flows into Olifants River, one of the key water systems that supports both agriculture and power generation in this region. These three towns, Velge, Pola, and Ogies, may seem modest, but together they form part of the coal corridor that keeps South Africa's lights on. They represent the hard work, history, and spirit of the people who have powered this country for generations. This stretch of the N12 between Johannesburg and Emalahleni is known for its heavy fog, especially during winter months. When the temperature drops and the moisture from the nearby valleys and wetland rises, the fog can become so thick that visibility drops to just a few meters. For anyone driving early in the morning or late at night, it can be quite a challenge. The road becomes ghostly grey, headlights barely cutting through the mist and the shapes of vehicles appearing out of nowhere. These conditions have unfortunately led to multiple accidents and pileups over the years, particularly near turnoffs to Delmas, Pola, and Kendal. I've personally been caught in one of these foggy situations before, stuck for hours while traffic came to a standing halt because of near zero visibility. It's one of those experiences that really teaches you patience and respect for the road. For anyone planning to drive this route in winter, it's best to slow down, keep your fog lights on, and maintain a safe distance from the car in front. It might take a little longer, but it's safer. Interesting fact: this region's fog is partly influenced by temperature inversions caused by nearby coal-fired power stations and cooling towers, which releases warm, moist air that mixes with cold morning air, combined with the area's high elevation of around 1,500 meters above sea level. It creates the perfect conditions for thick, lingering mist. So, if you ever find yourself on the N12 to Witbank on a chilly winter morning, remember, it's not just fog. It's a reminder of how nature and industry meet in South Africa's energy heartland. Here is some interesting history of Emalahleni. The town was founded in 1890 during South Africa's early industrial era, but it was the arrival of the railway line in 1894 that truly changed everything. The railway opened up the vast coal fields of the region, making large-scale coal mining not only possible but profitable. By 1903, the town was formally laid out, and the first building, a modest structure built by Samuel Stanford, marked the beginning of what would become one of South Africa's most important energy hubs. Just over a decade later, in 1914, Witbank became an official municipality. Its economy exploded as coal mining boomed. At one point, there were more than 20 collieries within a 40-kilometer radius. The town supplied coal to power stations, railways, and steel mills, earning it a reputation as the heartbeat of South Africa's industrial power. The original name, Witbank, comes from Afrikaans, meaning white ridge, named after a striking white quartz outcrop that was a landmark for early settlers and travelers. But as the town grew, South Africa transformed, so did its identity. In March 2006, the name Emalahleni was officially adopted. The new name pays homage to the very resource that shaped the city's destiny, coal, the black gold that powered industries, created jobs, and driven development across the country for over a century. Today, Emalahleni stands as a symbol of South Africa's energy heritage, a city built on hard work, resilience, and transformation. It's where the story of the nation's power supply truly began. Tasbet Park is a peaceful suburb just about 5 kilometers from the Emalahleni city center. It's a quiet, green area surrounded by open Highveld grasslands, offering a mix of calm suburb living and easy access to the city's main routes. Tasbet Park has grown steadily over the years and is known as a middle-income neighborhood, popular with young families and working professionals, many of whom are employed by Eskom, the nearby coal mines, or industries that keep the region's economy running. One of the interesting things about Tasbet Park is how it reflects the broader character of Emalahleni, a city built around energy and industry, yet surrounded by beautiful open land and natural scenery. The air here can shift from faint smell of coal dust on some mornings to the crisp freshness of the Highveld breeze after a summer thunderstorm. I actually lived around here for a while, just off to the left in a complex called Village Green. To be honest, I didn't enjoy my stay there much. It just didn't feel like home. Still, the area holds memories of early morning drives to Kadishi Power Station, watching the sun rise over the Highveld and seeing this part of Mpumalanga wake up to another busy day. Tasbet Park's name comes from a combination of local Afrikaans and English influences. Tasbet is said to have originated from a small farm named in the area during the town's expansion phase in the late 20th century, when Emalahleni suburbs began spreading westwards. Today, it's one of the city's most established residential zones. Duvha Park is a township named after the massive Duvha Power Station you can see rising on the horizon. The name Duvha comes from the Venda word meaning sun. Originally, Duvha Park was established to house employees of the power station and nearby coal mines. Like many communities in Mpumalanga's energy belt, it started small. Rows of modest homes built close to the industrial sites that kept South Africa's lights on. Over time though, Duvha Park transformed. Today, it's a thriving residential community, home to teachers, artisans, engineers, small business owners, and young families. The area has grown rapidly, with schools, churches, and local businesses bringing life and activity to the neighborhood. It's also well positioned, offering easy access to industrial corridors. From here, you get some of the best views of Duvha Power Station, one of Eskom's major coal-fired power stations. For many residents here, Duvha Park is a community built around the rhythm of shift work, the hum of turbines, and the pride of contributing to South Africa's energy backbone.
It's like tall buildings, as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, and it's just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. So loud as the hours pass, we're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky just to.
If you look off to the left in the distance, you can see the towering silhouette of the Duvha Power Station, one of South Africa's true industrial giants. The power station is located about 15 kilometers east of Emalahleni. This massive complex of steel, concrete and smokestack has been a cornerstone of South Africa's electricity supply for decades. Commissioned between 1980 and 1984, Duvha was one of the largest coal-fired power stations ever built in the Southern Hemisphere at the time. With a total generation capacity of around 3,600 megawatts, it produces enough electricity to power more than 2 million homes when running at full capacity. Its 600 megawatt units stand as a testament of South Africa's engineering ambition during that era. Built during the 1970s, Duvha was considered an engineering marvel, not only because of its size, but because much of it was constructed using local material and local labor. It became a symbol of the country's growing industrial capability and self-reliance in power generation. Its cooling towers, rising over 100 meters high, dominate the Highveld skyline and have become one of Emalahleni's most recognizable landmarks. For anyone driving this route, those towers signal that you are deep in the heart of South Africa's energy-producing region. Duvha made history as one of the first power stations in South Africa to source coal directly from an adjacent mine through what's known as an in-house coal supply system. This reduced transportation costs and improved efficiency, demonstrating how closely linked the country's mining and energy sectors truly are. But like many older plants, Duvha hasn't been without challenges. In 2011, a major boiler explosion severely damaged one of its 6 generating units, an incident that made national headlines. Since then, maintenance and refurbishment projects have been ongoing to ensure the plant continues contributing to the grid. Despite its age and the evolving energy landscape, Duvha remains vital, a baseload power station that keeps the lights on across South Africa, especially during periods of high demand. It stands not just as a power plant, but as a reminder of the legacy of coal power in building the nation. A legacy now giving way to a cleaner, more sustainable future, but one that still fuels the rhythm of daily life across the region. brings us to the end of our journey, from Delmas to Duvha Power Station. This route isn't just another stretch of road. It's a timeline of South Africa's energy story. A journey through the farmlands that feed the nation, the mines that fuel it, and the power station that keep it alive. It's a story of coal and courage, of industry and innovation, where every plume of smoke, every turning turbine, and every sunrise over the Highveld tells the chapter of how this region helped build the modern South Africa. But it's also a story that's changing. The winds of transformation are blowing through Mpumalanga. As the country begins its transition from coal to clean energy, embracing solar, wind, and other renewable sources that promise a more sustainable future. They call Mpumalanga the place where the sun rises, and in many ways it's fitting, because this province remains the place where South Africa's energy future begins. On a lighter note, it was extremely hot on this day, and I think the heat might have gotten the better of my GoPro. It stopped recording just as I was getting closer to the power station. So, if you'd like to see Duvha Power Station up close, check out my Instagram page for some incredible photos of the power station. As always, thank you for joining me on the road. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep exploring South Africa, one journey at a time.